Hey guys, and welcome back to Hallway and a Half. And today I'm gonna be your host, Hallie, and we have someone special on the podcast. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Devin Morgan. I'm a senior on campus. Yeah.
And today it's gonna be what would Devin do? So a while ago we lost the footage of our last recording. So a while ago we asked all of you guys questions that you wanted to ask Devin Morgan. And so this podcast today, we're gonna ask him mostly academic questions, and then at the end we have a little segment that we were gonna do for Valentine's Day, but Devin got sick.
Yeah, sorry guys.
So let's tell them a little bit about yourself, I guess. And
Okay, I mean, where do I even start, really? I mean, I don't want to brag, but I'm pretty cool.
okay,
Yeah, and let's just get with the interview because I mean they'll start to
okay,
learn a little bit on me.
okay.
We get through the questions.
Um, okay. So the first question that I have is, how do you maintain motivation?
Uh, well, I'll give you guys some backstory. I'm a senior now, but now I'm getting good grades. Let's just say it wasn't always that way, and I did struggle with motivation for a lot of the time, most of my high school career, I would say. Um, and I decided to try really hard one day to just see how good I would do, and I did really good. And I got the satisfaction seeing those grades rise, and just seeing it at all A's. And this school does a really good job of celebrating its students with the A honor roll and, the breakfasts and stuff. So it makes you feel appreciated. So not only that, but you gotta find it within yourself, whatever it is. Um, yeah, I don't know where else to go from that. It's different for everyone for sure.
Yeah, and not saying, grades define you because they don't, but definitely when you put your best foot forward and you definitely, um, put, intention behind everything that you do, and when you get your grade back and it's a good grade, the satisfaction that you feel within yourself is just I think it's something that's, not talked about enough and, all that stuff. So, just try your best is what I have to say. The next question is, what is one subject you pretend to be good at, but you are secretly not that good at?
Um, all right. Well, let's just say ever since I was a kid, I loved science. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And as I've grown older, it's gotten harder, which I mean, naturally it's gonna happen. But when I say it's gotten harder, I didn't mean to get harder. It got hard. I, you know, but I try my hardest in that class. I try really hard. Just because it's hard does not mean to give up. You got, like you were saying earlier, put your best foot forward. So AP Bio this year, sometimes brought tears to my eyes, but it's okay because I'm still doing good. I'm still trying really hard, and I'm not just gonna give up. I'm gonna. It's my senior year. It's now or never, is what I like to say. It's now or never. When else are you gonna have these opportunities? And I don't want to look back and be like, I really could have, done better in high school, got better grades, maybe got more money for college. All this stuff. So I don't want to regret anything. There's some there's some quote, I'm probably misquoting it. It was off SpongeBob of the credits when, it was something like that, and it was, "You're gonna regret the things you didn't do more than the things you did do." So that's what I live by. I just try my hardest at everything.
That was a good answer. Another question says, how do I keep up with everything? So I'm guessing they're talking about workload and balancing your school life with your outside life and all that stuff.
For me, you have to think about that balance part because I think most people, it's not very realistic to be, so driven to the point you go to school for 8 hours, you lock in the whole time, you do all the work, you do everything as quick and efficient as possible. You get home, do your homework immediately. Like, yes, that works for some people, but for me, that never worked. And I definitely make sure to give myself time to socialize at school as well as when I'm home. I give myself time to relax and just before I stress about everything. Like, obviously, it's still a stress, but giving yourself that time that you need is definitely something you need to think about. Like, you can't just, you're gonna get burnt out. Like you have to think about yourself first, I would say.
Yeah, similar. I have a similar thing where I can't do homework right when I get home. My brain is still on from when I just was at school like all day long. So I go home and I give myself like 2 hours. And then in that hour, I eat dinner, I go on my phone, I relax, and then I get all the stuff done that I need to get done. And then most of the time, I still have a little bit of time before I get ready for bed and all that stuff. So that's just what works for me because it gives me a second to like recollect myself and like get motivated to do all my stuff. But yeah. And then I guess they saw how many colleges you got into. So they asked, how did you get into so many colleges?
I think the application fees being waived definitely helped. I know if I had to pay for all the applications, I wouldn't have applied to nearly as many colleges. And I don't want you guys to think that I got into every single college I applied to because I definitely did not. And I'm not like a 4.0 student, you know. Like you could do this too. An average Joe definitely could just apply to these colleges. Um, you know, I needed the money, so I applied everywhere, and whoever gives you the most money and I feel like aligns with my future the most is probably where I'm gonna end up going. So yeah, it's just I had all these reasons why to apply everywhere, so I did it. You know, there's no reason not to.
Um, there is one that says, "How do I convince myself to do homework?" Really kind of covered all that stuff with just trying to maintain motivation and just realize that if you put your best foot forward, usually it's what's best. And for the most part, most of the teachers try and they don't give you homework for no reason. They don't try to give you as much homework as they possibly can. They do it for a reason, and it's to help you do better and understand the topics better. So usually it's for a reason. So that's what I would just recap.
Mhm.
It says, what are some pros and cons about college?
So this is gonna be different for everyone. Obviously, it depends where you go to college. I think it was saying more college in general. That's what I'm gonna assume, not like a specific one. I mean, obviously, the cons is college does cost a lot of money. Like, there's no way of avoiding it. Of course, there's cheaper colleges. Like in-state colleges is always gonna be cheaper. Um, you know, like the UTSA's, the UIWs, like the closer to home is gonna be cheaper as well. Things like that, it definitely plays a role, but it's gonna be expensive no matter what. It's gonna be expensive, and there's very few people that do get these, like, full rides that don't have to pay a dime. Like, you're gonna have to pay something somehow, most likely. So that's definitely one con, but I feel like the pros definitely outweigh it for most people. I don't want you to think that college is a good choice for everyone. There's like trade school is a good choice. It's generally way cheaper. You can make a lot of money from trades too. Military has always been a good choice. You get so many benefits. It's free. So I mean, you have all these different career paths, and I want you to think about every single one. This is like a college readiness school, like it's in the name. It's college preparatory. So definitely this sets you up for college and it lets you like that this option of college is so much greater here and it's so much easier for you to get these scholarships to help you with the cost and everything because the cost is the main con. There's so many more pros
Mhm.
and I want you guys to research about those pros yourself and just, you know, think about all your options, I would say.
Yeah. College isn't a one size fits all kind of thing. It's definitely depending on what you want to do, what path you want to take, and all that stuff. There's obviously, like you said, other options. And so, yeah, I would just say, look at like the options and what would fit your life better and what would you enjoy the most because life is short, so you should enjoy what you do. That's what I believe. It's not always about the career that makes the most money. It's the career that you have a passion and a heart for. So, whatever path that is for you, I would say go for it. So that was most of our academic questions for Devin. And then since we didn't have a Valentine's Day special episode, we're gonna ask like 2 questions from that. So it was how should I ask out my crush or something like that? Or, yeah.
Well, I've noticed a trend throughout this whole, you know, podcast segment so far, and it's that it's you don't wanna regret anything, and it's like it's definitely like a YOLO, like, just do it. So, like I just said, just do it. What's the worst that could happen? They, he, she, whatever, say no. Oh, well, you're going to college or wherever afterwards. Or,
And even if they say no, it's not that big of a deal. It'll probably seem like a big deal in the moment because all those things seem like a big deal. Things that meant so much to me freshman year don't mean anything to me now. And that will fade away. So usually, like Devin said, you should just do it. The worst that they can say is no. And then you move on from that. And usually they'll forget about it. And then y'all will become friends again. Life is not as serious as some may seem. And you're gonna regret if you never ask them out. And you're gonna find out later they actually liked you and they wanted you to. And then you just never did. So
and we're all still young. Like, we're seniors, but we're 18. Like, we just turned adults. The wisdom is not there yet. And the way to gather wisdom is through experience. So you just got to do it. You know, it's probably going to be a learning experience no matter what. Even if it's a no, yes, maybe, whatever it is, you're going to get something out of it. So just do it.
I was like the only relationship questions, so the rest of them are a little iffy, so we're just and then we're gonna do like a little closing trivia game with Devin.
I can't look.
Yeah, you can't look at my computer now because I have the answers. So, are you ready for this, Devin?
Yeah.
'Kay.
Yeah, that's for sure. You guys are going to get a glimpse of how great I am.
What is the most commonly used letter in the English alphabet?
So this is Old English or New English, you know, like modern.
It just says the English alphabet.
I'm going to assume modern English, you know. It's probably E.
That's correct.
So vowel.
Yeah. Um, what is the name of the longest running TV shows in the world?
TV shows.
Yeah, a TV show. What is the longest running TV show in the world?
What is it? The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Okay, The Simpsons, guys. I got it.
I'm getting.
I'm not looking. I'm looking over here. I'm gonna look at the camera. I'm gonna stare into your souls.
What country is known as the land of the rising sun?
No, got really good at geography. The AP or pre-AP world geography thing. Was that freshman year? I'm right. I did good in that class. Really good. Land of the rising sun.
Mm-hmm. What country? If you get this right,
Okay,
I want to.
so I'm thinking it's by the equator because the equator is all like, I don't know. It just be equating, I think. And but like, um, land of the rising sun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Madagascar.
No,
Oh, what was it?
Japan.
I knew that. Wait, I did not know that, but I was close.
Okay, what part of the cell contains genetic material?
So we just talked about AP Bio, and I know a lot of you viewers know this, and you're yelling at the screen right now. Genetic material. Okay, are we going like specific? Like, is it the nuclei, nucleolus, nucleus?
You got it. You said it in one of the. You have to pick which one.
I have to pick which one.
Yeah, you said it.
Okay, I don't know if nuclei is a thing, so we're not gonna. So I'm thinking nucleolus or nucleus. Nucleus.
Yeah,
Okay.
good job.
Don't overthink it, guys.
How many hearts does an octopus have?
That one's 3. I remember that from something. I don't remember. I just remembered it.
Okay. What is the smallest bone in the human body?
It's in the ear. The ear.
Well, yeah, it's in the ear.
ear.
I guess I'll give it to you. Okay, I'm thinking.
What, like,
I'm thinking of what else to ask.
oh,
What is the world's most expensive spice?
I'm gonna think of spices, and I'm thinking of the most. It's saffron.
It is.
Okay.
Good job.
It was either that or talkie dust. What?
Okay. I want to ask a question that I got wrong on the last podcast episode that I was in. But there's no answers of that, guys. Don't worry.
There actually isn't. There's only questions.
So I'm gonna ask a question that I got wrong last time, and it haunts me to this day. Are bats blind?
Bats?
Mhm.
Yeah, they use like sonar location thing, right?
They're not blind.
They're not blind.
See, that's what I said.
I thought they used
They're
the
not.
sonar thing.
No, they use echolocation.
Yeah, sonar.
Yeah, but they're just like they're visually impaired, but they're not blind.
So legally blind.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay. You did pretty good, Devin. I'll give you that. You know some random facts. So we're gonna close this podcast out. Thank you, Devin, for being on our podcast today. I hope y'all enjoyed hearing from someone different on the podcast. Oh yeah, you should talk to them about how you're on the broadcast this year.
Yeah, you guys. Okay. So first year this year, shameless plug. This is the first year for broadcast. It's definitely a work in progress. We've done workshops and stuff. But if you want to see more of me, and I know you do, you can go to the broadcast. I think it's the same YouTube page you guys are on, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's in a different playlist. If you go to the playlist and then there's the broadcast. There's like something else, I think. Yeah, I'm there with Parker and JJ, some other seniors. Got Annabelle editing everything. You know, she's great. And yeah, if you want to see more of me and some of my friends, yeah, go there. Shameless plug.
Alright, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching What Would Devin Do? We hope y'all learned some things. We hope you took some inspiration from his advice.
Be Sigma.
Bye.